dogs and dogettes. I certainly hope you'll permit me to tear up this place like a hurricane. It's Titan-class Combiner Wars Devastator. So here I go with one of the most titanic Transformer toys of all time, and what's clearly Hasbro's entry for 2015's must-have toy. Non-Star Wars category. Because Devastator's a pretty bankable baddie, right? Like a pureblood set-in-stone god-tier nostalgia legend. Up there with Skeletor and Krang and like Penfold. So a big old universal appeal Christmas-defining gift set's probably the only thing that could compete with the Jedi Onslaught. Star Wars, Combiner Wars, what is this, Wars? Not that it even really counts as competition when all the cash probably ends up in the same pile anyway. It's like some insane two-headed Hasbro crocodile. Hasbrocodile? So anyway, the dev team rock up in this colossal cardboard carton complete with all their original names, thanks to a cheeky Constructicon prefix. So no more high towers, no more bucket heads, but it does make you wonder what happened with Quickslinger. And can I just say how much I'm loving these bodacious box art murals right now. I mean, if you wouldn't frame that and put it up in your house, I'm not sure we can still be mates. So anyway, this is a fully functional 6-bot sex pot featuring all your favourite Constructicon pals, like the green one and the green and purple one and, you know, Squaremouth. They're all vaguely Voyagerish with one extreme exception, and I guess they've got a lot to live up to as both the biggest and the most hotly, unofficially contested combiner team of all time. So what do you say we get the on with it? Number 1! Scrapper! So I guess Scrapper's a fairly grand place to start, seeing as he summarises both everything good and everything bad about the set. Like, he is tons of fun, and he's really good and big, but he seems probably about 50% bigger than he should be. I mean, these lot are so stupidly big, man. Like, they're totally out of scale with any other generation's figure ever, and the level of detail and function does make him seem a little bit watered down. Like, check it out, the detail is good, and the paint's effective in spots, but it doesn't feel like enough. Anyway, Scrapper looks pretty much as he should, with his fabo sculpting and mortarboard soundwave head job. Plenty passable legs with a bit of an ankle tilt, but the arms are a bit of a whack show. They're just so stumpy and dumpy, and he hasn't got any elbows. And this has been a big complaining point for a lot of folks, but look, it's clearly the Devastator show. The individual cons are always going to be kind of secondary. And like, they've got to sacrifice something just to keep the prices semi-reasonable. And if that's enough to turn you off the whole set, then fair enough, bro. You do you. But you are wrong. Transformation's proper friggin' baby town. I kinda like it though, it feels a lot more G1 than it does Generations. Pull out head and extend robot legs. And the upload's kinda the same deal. I mean, it still feels vaguely inflated, and there's definitely an air of the early learning center about it. But it is what it needs to be. It's just a big old front loader guy with heavy ass wheels and a sweet ass dump bucket, and it's just kinda badass. And that's kinda good enough, right? Like, are you a Constructicon or a Constructicant? Number 2! Yes, indeed, moving on to Captain Hook is kind of a step up, but in some weirdly bad ways. Like, he's still got some impressive chest sculpting and the standard issue gorgeous head sculpt, rolling up like flat-top McEarly human. Legs are looking a bit hollow, but they're strong and decently mobile. He's got elbows! Weird elbows, but elbows nonetheless. Sadly, he does have the lion's share of his crane mode kibbling up the back there, but like, who gives a hook? Transformation works exactly as you think it does, and here's the crane. Check it out, it's just a pleasing little plastic polygon. It's got like rolly wheels and a little cab and a little other cab. And at first glance the arm looks like it might even be telescopic, but it totally isn't. Sadly it doesn't rotate either, it just goes up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Number 3! Mixmaster! Now this mixed mofo's much more my speed. He's certainly a bit of a chunkmeister with these heaving hooves and motormastery head hood. How's it going in there, tiny eyes McDeceptor head? Anyway, I appreciate the level of purple he's packed in there, but I feel like this brazen kibble cone might be a smidge cheeky. I mean, look at it just chilling out there like some insane plastic wasp ass. And it makes a neat handle for showing him off, I suppose, but like, can we make it do something? What the hell is... I mean, it's a mixer, kind of, but like, is that the front? Is that the front? I mean, that looks more like the front naturally. On the box, that's the front, but it doesn't look like the front. The thing goes this way, and I don't know if it's the... Where's the... liquid, I don't know, man. It just seems like such a weird choice, because everything else is so normal and everyday sort of construction thing, so why mix it up just for one guy? I don't like things that are different. Number 4, Scavenger! Yes, indeed, it's time for Scavenger in all his prowl-murdering prestige. So as a toy, this guy's probably the best one to take on his own merits. Check it, he's just a cracking Voyager-sized Robo-Man, with like proper posing, actual hands, bitchin' purple track legs, and a sweet centerpiece grill board. And with this awesome Scorpo digger in his back pocket, he's the only one who's a fully satisfying figure with no obvious flaws and an Easter egg. Party on there, box gob. transformation's even fun and all. Oh, you do spoil us. I love his confusing double-jointed hips, and it all folds up so perfectly. And you know, there's nothing bad about this sexy little excavator. Sexcavator? It's just a compact little treat box. I mean, maybe it'd be nice if the piston wasn't just for show and if the bucket could tilt, but like, it's a solid effort and it's just adorable. Can you dig it? Number 5, Bonecrusher. Now for the con with the world's least deserved name. I mean, does that look like a Bonecrusher to you? Looks more like some variety of Neville. Anyway, it's frustratingly almost alright, this one. I mean, he's decent in concept. Like, it's a nice tight robot design with plenty of posing and a very specific charm. But like, it somehow never looks cool. Like, his annoying, unshapely, oblong tit shelf never quite sits right, and his hips just don't want to click in. They just kind of distend there like some awkward vulvoid. Plus, he's got more chins than a racist simile, and I can't help but think he's a little too green. Let's try that, actually. Is the green too green? I mean, it does just about colour match the one G1 con I've got, but damn, baby, in these quantities, it's a bit nefariously garish. Like, I thought the old video game Bruticus dudes are a bit much, but I think the idea with this lot was to be eye-catching in the toy store, and you're like, alright then. But these come in a box. You can't see them. And then on the box, the portrait's like 20 shades darker. Celestii. Much like his caterpillar cousin over here, then he doesn't have to transform well. It's almost certainly the most interesting one of the crew. Like, his head pulls way back and the arms all pretzel up. Pure plastic pleasure. And the Dozer dude's awesomely adorbs. It's just a stocky little Tetris column with a little baby lid, this pimpin' push plate, and some serious slug feet. Bulldozer crushes all. Number 6, Longhorn! Finally and finestly then is the irresistible Colossus of Longhorn. He's definitely the big fat party animal of the group with his bloated bod and loud shirt. Gotta be at least 5 nedries. So certainly the huge and huggable heart of the family, but he's also definitely the one most mired in mechanical necessity. I mean, he is essentially just Devastator's waste assembly with a little Glanz metal noggin on it and these hopeless bloody hand flaps. Check it out, they're so comically hollow and helpless. I mean, he's your go-to guy for sideways elbow action, but that's kind of all he's got, apart from some wasted and surprisingly intricate sculpting there on the inner shoulder. That's what I like to call an okay then detail. Okay then. Legs are largely large down there with the ridiculous shin guards and optional stompy feet, and the joints are just super heavy, like drop A post-prog math course circle pit heavy. So yes, as he tends to be, Longhorn is once again the best one. He's just a stumpy old lumpster with puny baby feety flaps and presumably some gastrointestinal issues, and I am relating so hard right now. Time's a bit of a weird one with the kinda thin panels and the ratchet quake going on. And check out this despairingly lumpsome dump truck. Look at that mess. It's so naff, I love it. Like, the wheels have just barely got a millimetre of clearance and it's such a beast for a Voyager. And like, there's specialised storage for all the weapons. Oh right, there's weapons. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha. So yeah, Big Dev's kibbles and bits trickle down into some vaguely acceptable combat gear for the lads. Like, you got these semi-convincing demi-guns, a brace of back-leaning blades, this pair of dual-purpose rocket pod Hulk hands, and Devastator's chestplate. I know, they're obviously not proper weapons, but come on, they're fine. Push it away, they're fine. Okay, ladies, let's tighten it up. Why can't I hold all this awesome? So combining this gruesome green, it really feels more like building. Like, you have to start from the bottom because it's so friggin' enormous. And all the dudes have like their own dedicated ports and clip-me-doos and specialised combiner cloacae. And it's neat and satisfying and it feels like a big deal. I mean, it's completely inflexible and incompatible with the rest of the combiner crew, but that just makes it feel like more of an event. It's a statement. A devastatement. And check out this beast! It's just a preposterous, devastating, source material venerating construction type robot man standing up extremely straight with all power tools hanging off it like some full body utility belt. Yes indeed, this is Combiner Wars Titan class Devastator. Ooh, he's a big un! He basically towers over everything else I've ever said was ooh a big un. Every other combiner looks like Small Fry, Unicron and Omega look like tragic triads. Every masterpiece ever looks like a miserable sack of puke. Other than Maximum Plex, he's pretty much reigning supreme. I mean, reigning titan. So check it out, big fella just busts up onto the scene with an absolute assault of awesome up front of the absurd cinderblock bod. Certainly somewhat busy looking up top, with the gorgeous purple shield crest masking the... Oh, so heavy. With the gorgeous purple chest crest masking the bustle of build bits. Like, there's clearly a fairly huge gap lurking just back there, but somehow it works. Like, it feels complete and cohesive and just so friggin' badass. Arms are just hilarious there. I mean, the forearms look hench as frig and so lovingly detailed, but the... forearm, three arm? The three arm is a bulldozer. Same deal over this side, it's just Scavenger, like, hello. Shoulder joints are refreshingly uninhibited, but the hands are a bit nothingy for a geezer this grand. I mean, almost everyone approaching this size after 1988 at least had a trigger finger, but this guy's just got the old four-finger knuckle flip, but that's kinda not what this guy's about. He's already 6 different guys and 6 different vehicles and the big dev, so is it really such a problem he hasn't got a ring finger? Look, he's huge! Anyway, the legs are a bit goddamn ridiculous. Just love Mixman's ungodly purple bulge and the rather understated foot like some world-weary techno-muppet. Scrapper's given his best possible bucket toe jobby with a very minor ankle tilt, but the detail stops like here and it's just plain sailing all the way up to the hips. And I mean, you can get a sticker sheet, but like, that's a lot of green. Love the epic skirt shield though, with just enough grills and bits to keep it interesting, and these percussively cacophonous click joints where you can hold some pretty wicked poses, but maybe keep it before 10 o'clock. And that head, man, just dynamite. Check out that insane Neanderthal forehead and a devastatingly disapproving expression I can really only describe as a slurge. Love the harsh red visor as well, but like, okay, what do you get when you cross a French instrumental progressive post-metal band with every Transformer toy from 2015? Year of no light piping. So yes, Combiner Wars Devastator is an absolute tower of power, a pillar of killer, a stack of... Gotta buy it, Jack. It's a relentlessly huge, unabashedly dumb, graceless lump of a thing that sacrifices all subtlety for maximum size impact and makes it work! I mean, obviously it exists in a vacuum from the rest of the Combiner Wars interchangey play pattern thing, which I kinda thought was the whole point, but it's fine. It's a serious standalone contender for the coolest thing you'll see all year. Everyone will love it, and I love it, and it's lovely, and thank you. Anyway, big ol' few thanks to Andy and the crew at Kapow Toys for hooking me up with this beastgasm and not telling me off for taking 3 months to review it. Catch you later, Devastator!
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Limited appeal, keeping it real.